Delighted, Mrs. Galt.
Of course you know Dr. Grayson.
Oh, very well, for a long time.
Have you forgotten? I introduced you to Edith.
Oh, yes, of course. We've been for a walk in the rain, and I persuaded Edith to come back here for tea with Margaret and me.
Tea? Sounds delicious. May we come too?
Shall we let them?
As patriotic citizens, I don't see how we can very well say no.
You're from the South, Mrs. Galt.
Yes, I had the honor to be born in the same state as you, Mr. President, Virginia.
She's a descendant of Pocahontas.
Well, that is Virginia.
Yes.
We shan't keep you waiting long.
Oh, don't hurry. Give us time to freshen up a bit. Excuse me.
Charming woman. Very. You play golf, Mrs. Galt?
Oh, yes, Mr. President. And this will give you an idea how well. The last time I played, when I was on the 9th fairway, about 200 yards from the green, I asked my caddy if he thought I could make it with my mashie. And he replied, "Yes, ma'am, you can make it, allowing you hits it often enough."
We're going down the Potomac next weekend on the yacht. Would you care to join us, Edith?
Oh, I'd love to, but I promised to visit the Hastings in Virginia.
Oh, that's a shame. I'd hoped you could come. Cousin Woodrow will be terribly disappointed.
The President asked for me. You're the only woman I know who can wear an orchid. Generally, it's the orchid that wears the woman.
I think this is my favorite spot at the White House.
It is lovely.
I asked Margaret and the others to leave us alone for a while, that I might have an opportunity to say something to you.
Yes?
I need you, Edith. Will you be my wife?
Mr. President.
I know this comes as a shock to you. Perhaps I've been too impulsive. But if I'm to continue to make opportunities to see you, I must speak.
But how can you be sure? You've only known me a few months.
Time isn't always measured in weeks or months. In the past year, I've lived a lifetime of loneliness and heartache. You've changed all that. Given me hope that happiness is still possible.
Have you spoken to your daughters?
Yes. They tell me they already love and admire you and that nothing would make them happier.
But I've never thought of you, except as the President. And besides, I've had no training that would fit me for the responsibilities of such a life.
Would you rather I'd not spoken?
Oh, no. There isn't any woman who wouldn't be touched to be told that she could be of help to a man in your position in times like these. But I'd have to have time to know you and to see you and to be with you.
Do you want to see me?
Yes, I do.
Then I'll wait. But in all fairness to you, there's something you should understand. There's a spotlight on this house. Everyone who comes here is observed and discussed. Everything I say is quoted, sometimes even correctly. No matter how I try, I can't protect you from gossip.
I'm not afraid of gossip.
It'd be even worse if I came to your house.
But surely you have the right to choose your own friends.
In this job, I'm not sure I have any rights at all.
This gossip you speak of, would it hurt you what you're doing?
It's you I'm thinking of.
Well then, I suggest that we go on exactly as we have in the past. But as to being your wife, if I have to say yes or no now, then I'm afraid the answer must be no.
Won't you at least give me the hope that you might change your mind? That maybe when you know me better...
I'd be less than a woman, Mr. President, if I didn't reserve that right.
Mr. President.
That's her.
Yes, an election coming up, too.
There's no use beating about the bush, Edith. You know about the whispers, the gossip that's going on. He heard about it today. Naturally, he would be the last to hear. I've never seen him so angry in my life. His lips went white. His hands shook. I think if he could get his hands on those scandalmongers, he'd forget he's president.
Oh, no. He mustn't do that.
What's worse, some of his own friends are mixed up in it. They're afraid that a second marriage will prevent his re-election.
What do you think?
That his own political fortunes don't make any difference to him. It's you.
Nothing must stand in the way of his re-election. I'd never forgive myself if I were the cause of his defeat.
Edith. He's the President of the United States. But first of all, he's a man. And he loves you. To do what he has to do, he needs you.
Thank you, Dr. Grayson. It was very kind of you to tell me all this. I'll write him my decision.
Thanks, Edith.
Hello, Joe. What's the news?
Not a thing. How's it with you?
Oh, all right. Gone out to Germany?
No.
No sinkings?
No.
No messages to Congress about us being too proud to fight?
Sorry. Just the usual routine.
The announcement is just made of the engagement of Mrs. Norman Galt of Washington, D.C. and Woodrow Wilson, President of the United States.